muling nagpapasalamat sa inyo, Panginoon, dahil sa inyong mga biyaya. At salamat po na pinagpala niyo po kami at binigyan ng pagkakataon upang mag-aral ng Greek. Sa umaga pong ito, inihiling namin, Panginoon, ang inyong patnubay at nawa ay bigyan niyo po kami ng sapat na unawa upang aming maintindihan itong Greek language ng New Testament. Salamat po, Panginoon, ay tinanggap niyo po ang aming panalangin. Ito'y aming hiniling sa aming pangalan, sa pangalan ng aming Panginoong Jesucristo at tagapagligtas. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, thank you so much. Let us begin what I mean, let us continue because nahinto tayo ng ilang linggo, no? Okay, so i-share ko yung aking screen.
Sige po, Doc. Go ahead.
Okay, so ito na, kita nyo, lesson 5 tayo. Okay, sa lesson 5 po, ay pag-aralan natin yung mga verbs na po. So, tapos na tayo sa mga nouns. Ilang uri nga ng, what I mean, ilang declensions nga ng noun? Sino ba ang nakaalala ng mga declensions ng nouns? Brother Rituya, natatandaan mo pa ba ang mga declensions ng nouns? Ilang declensions? First declensions, second declensions, and third declension. Yan po yung ating pag-aralan na. At na tatandaan niyo po ba yung mga cases ng nouns? Sino ba ang nakaalala ng mga cases ng nouns? Hindi ito cases ng beer, ha? Cases ng nouns.
Nominative.
Nominative. Ano
Dative.
pa? Dative. Ano pa?
Accusative.
Accusative. Ano pa? Isa pa.
Interrogative.
Hindi po.
Genitive.
Genitive. Ang ikalima, vocative, pero hindi naman masyadong ginagamit yun sa New Testament. Kaya apat lang yung ating kinoconcentrate, no? So, nominative, genitive, dative, at saka accusative. Ang nominative case po ay ang gamit niya ay siya ay subject of the verb. Subject, minsan po ay object din ng verb. Kapag ang verb ay verb to be, verb to be. I am. So predicate, tawag doon, predicate nominative. At ang noun sa genitive case ay ang gamit yun ay sa mga possessions po. Possessions at relationship. At ang noun in the dative case, ang gamit doon ay agency, location, no, indirect object ng verb. At yung accusative case, ang gamit ng accusative case na noun ay direct object ng verb. Okay, so in the future, pag-aralan natin yung syntax ng nouns. O kasali yan sa ating pag-aral kasi doon tayo makakakuha ng magandang mga puntos sa pag-interpret ng New Testament, no? Pag-studyan natin yung syntax ng nouns. Okay? So, ngayon ay tingnan natin yung grammar ng mga verbs. The 4 basic verb forms muna tayo, no? Okay, so lesson 5. So sa lesson 5, meron ding mga vocabulary dito. Oh, mga vocabulary natin dito sa lesson 5. Kailangan din ito ninyo i-memorize. Okay? So upang kayo ay magiging handa palagi, no, sa pag halimbawa mayroon tayong quiz or exam, midterm exam, so ready kayo. So kailangan memorize ang mga vocabulary. Okay. So last time nagsabi ako sa inyo na mag-quiz tayo, pero dahil tayo ay nawala ng ilang linggo, so ipaliban lang muna natin yan. So, but we will have a long quiz. Okay, next time. Vocabulary and then translation po. Okay, so memorize nyo ito, yung be familiarized with the vocabulary here. So dito may mga verbs na tayo dito. Like for example, grapho. Kita natin dyan, grapho, I write. And then, ang mga ano pang verb dito, peripateo, I walk. And then, poio, I do, I make. Poio. Ito kasi yung, meron pa dito, pleruo. Okay, so ito kasi yung ang Greek nouns, kailangan and verbs dito sa mga vocabulary na ito. Kailangan marunong tayo mag-divide ng isang word into syllables. Okay, kasi kailangan yan sa pronunciation, no? For example, peri, the verb there, peripateo. Hindi yon peripatyo, ha? Peripateo. Okay? Kasi may rule yan sa pag-divide ng word into syllables. So, atin yan na napag-aralan sa chapter 1. I-review nyo na lang. Paano mag-divide ng words into syllables? Tapos yan ang key ng pronunciation. Anyway, hindi naman masyadong mahalaga ang pag-pronounce. Importante ang analysis ng Greek sentences. Okay, so yan po ang vocabulary natin. Of course, may mga importante na mga nouns dyan. Halimbawa, entole, that is commandment. Commandment, entole. And then, meron ding verb dito, marturio, eyewitness. Okay, so ano pa ba yung ano dyan? Importanteng okay. Rin din dyan Kara, joy. Okay, so memorize nyo rin, studyan nyo yung mga ano lang, itong mga vocabulary. May isang verb dyan. May isa pang verb, theory. Tereo, I keep or I guard. I observe. Okay, napansin nyo nang ang isang word ay may mga sobra sa isa na meaning? Diba? Ang isang word ay may sobra sa isa na meaning. Okay, dito sa Greek. For example, tereo is or has 3 meanings there. I keep, I guard, or I observe. Ang tawag doon ay semantics, range of meaning. Okay, semantics, range of meaning. Ang isang word ay may ilang meaning po. Ang tawag doon ay semantics. So sa lexical analysis, pag i-analyze mo yung word sa isang Greek sentence, tawag doon lexical analysis. You have to know first how many meanings are there yung sa word na yon na i-analyze mo. At lexical analysis is to identify which meaning is being used in a given context. So the immediate context is the final determiner of the meaning of the word. Kasi isang word maraming meaning. So ano ba yung meaning na ginamit ng author sa specific context? So yan ang lexical analysis. Okay? So hindi lang porque maraming meaning, pumili ka na lang kung anong meaning gusto mo, no. The author used this word, you know, and he has his own meaning sa paggamit niya ng word na yon. So your objective as an interpreter is to determine which meaning out of the several meanings that the author used in that given context. That is called lexical analysis. Okay? So yan ang mahalaga sa exegesis din. You have to know the meaning that was used by the author, you know, sa mga maraming meanings ng isang word. So the rule is in exegesis, the immediate context is the final determiner as to which meaning the author used in that given context. That is called lexical analysis. Okay? So mahalaga yon, mga kapatid. Hindi ka ang mamimili kung anong meaning gusto mo. So dapat alamin mo kung anong meaning na ginamit ng author in that given context. Okay? So now the verbs are the words that tell us what is happening in the sentence. Okay, kaya nga tinatawag dito action words. What we have studied to this point has been about nouns, pronouns, adjectives. Words that are declined according to their function but do not deal with the action. What is happening? The verb is expressed in many ways. For examples, the verb tells us whether the subject is doing the action, that is called active voice. In other words, the subject is the doer of the action. Or the action is being done to the subject, that is called passive voice. Meron din tayo niyan sa English, di ba? Active and passive. And whether or not the action is considered factual or merely possible, that is called indicative mode. Pag ang action ay factual, ang tawag doon ay indicative mood. Pag ang action ay conditional or possible na mangyari or hindi mangyari, tawag doon ay subjunctive mood. Pag ang action ay inuutos, tawag doon imperative mood. Okay? So, ayan. Tapos, these aspects of the verb are indicated with the following terms. So, ang verb po ay may maraming aspects. Number one, ang aspect ng verb is tense. Tense. Number two, voice. Number three, mode. Number four, person. And number five, number. So, alam natin ang tense, di ba? Sa English, meron din yun eh. Tense. Okay, tense. Present tense, past tense, future tense. Okay, sa Greek, mayroon din na mga tenses. Pero ibang tawag sa Greek. Okay, ng past tense. Okay, so tense is concerned in Greek primarily with the nature of the action. So, tandaan natin mga kapatid. Ang tense sa Greek, ang primary emphasis ng tense sa Greek is more on the nature of the action. Whether the action is ongoing or completed. Yan ang primary emphasis ng tense sa Greek. So in the indicative mode, gives us the time. So pag indicative mode, dyan na ang emphasis ng time, mga kapatid. Pag indicative mode. Pag subjunctive mode at saka imperative mode, hindi na na-emphasize ang time doon, kundi yung nature ng action. Okay, kahit sa indicative mode, although time is being emphasized, but still the nature of the action is the primary focus of the emphasis of the verb. So following tenses are covered in Greek: present tense, future tense, imperfect tense. Sa Greek, imperfect tense. And then aorist tense. Aorist tense. And then perfect tense. Yan po ang mga tenses sa Greek. Meron pang tawag na pluperfect, pero hindi naman na masyadong marami ang occurrence sa New Testament. Kaya hindi na masyadong binibigyan ng focus dito sa textbook na ito. Okay, now the next is voice. Ang voice is concerned with whether the subject of the sentence is doing the action, that is active voice, or being acted upon, passive. So yan ang na-mention ko kanina. So the Greek has three voice. What I mean, has a third voice called the middle voice. It is similar to the use of the reflexive pronoun in Greek. Okay, so ang middle voice is the action is being done by the subject to himself or for himself. Example of the active and passive voices. Examples. Notice that in the following two sentences, the ball is both subject and object. For example, ng active voice, John throws the ball. So ang subject ay John, ang object ay ball. Active voice, yan. John does the action, active voice. The ball is thrown by John. So the subject is the ball, and it is the recipient of the action that is called passive voice. Example of the middle voice, Joanne bats herself. In other words, the subject does the action to herself. And then mode. Ang mode is concerned with the manner in which the action of the verb is stated. Such as, is the act factual? Pag ang action is factual, tinatawag doon ay indicative mode. Pag possible yung action, possibility na ma-happen or hindi din ma-happen, ay ang tinatawag subjunctive mode. At yung command is imperative mode. Okay. And while we are concerned at the stage of our study with the indicative mode, for the purpose of understanding the distinctions among these modes, we mentioned here briefly the differences of all three. So indicative mode, this mode is straightforward. A verb is indicative mood is indicating that what is being said is reality. So the action is real, the action is happening, or the action has happened. Factual, that is called indicative mood. Pag subjunctive mode, ito po ay mode of uncertainty. So walang katiyakan kung yan ba ay mangyayari o hindi. Yan ay subjunctive mode. Okay, for example, it may snow. It may snow, it may not snow. That is uncertainty. Mode of uncertainty, that is subjunctive mode. Pag imperative mode, just as in English, it is a mode of command. For example, do it, go and make disciple, that is a command. Go and do likewise, that is a command. Okay, person, of course, person, just like in English, 3 persons, first, second, and third persons, right? Number, of course, singular, plural. Okay, so tense in the indicative mode. So here, there are 15,000 verbs in the New Testament in the indicative mode. In other words, this is the most popular verb mode in the New Testament. 15,000 verbs are in the indicative mode, whereas there are less than 2,000 verb in the subjunctive mode and less than 2,000 also in the imperative mode. So it is in the indicative mode where time is concerned, past, present, and future. So when you look at the diagram below, you could see here, depicts the time element. So indicative mode ay dyan ang emphasis ng time. Okay, so pag past, okay, time is past. Time is, in other words, you know already, it's the action had been done already in the past. Okay, there are different types of past actions. Ang tawag doon ay, ang isa ay imperfect tense, second is aorist tense, and the fourth is perfect tense. Okay, mayroon pang pluperfect, as I told you, but not popular in the New Testament. Okay, pag imperfect tense na past tense, imperfect tense, you know, the action has been done in the past, but the action that was done in the past was progressive, past progressive action, past progressive action, that is called imperfect tense. Ang aorist tense, bali simple past siya, no? Ang action is just simple, it's not progressing in the past, just action that had been done completely in the past, in one moment in time, or you know, just a single moment, or just simple. That's why it's called the simple past. But sometimes the emphasis of aorist is the whole duration of the action is not the concern of the author, is not the details of the action, but the whole action itself. Okay, so that is called aorist tense. Ang perfect tense naman ay completed action in the past, but the effect continues at the effect or result could be felt in the present. Okay, could be felt in the at present time. The effect or the results. That is called perfect tense. Okay, so now dito naman sa kabila, kanan, present tense. Ang present tense, of course, ay present action. Tapos, pag present tense, ay ang nature sa action is progressive, more on progressive. No, progressive action. Pag future, of course, future from now. Okay. So, future, mayroon ding progressive future. Progressive action. Okay, so that is so these are the diagram that tells us about the Greek verbs and the nature of the actions. So the line under the tense name indicates ongoing action. Is here in ongoing action in progress. And the circle for the aorist tense represents a completed action in its simple form, called point action or simple past tense. That is the dot there, dot lang siya. Then the circle with the perfect tense accompanied by a line represents both a completed action and the result of that action continuing into the present. I already explained that. There are also 86 verbs in the New Testament we call the pluperfect tense. So hindi masyadong marami, kaya hindi na masyadong binigyan ng importansya ng author natin, no? Okay, ng textbook na ito. Pero they exist 86 verbs in the New Testament. Pluperfect. Pluperfect, tingnan natin pluperfect. Yun ay completed action in the past and the result also felt in the past. It did not go through the present. That is called pluperfect. Okay. So, the four basic verb forms. The following table, columns 1 and 2 are the endings of the imperfect and the second aorist tenses. Okay, they are on the left side of now in the above graphic. Columns 3 and 4 are the endings of the present tense. They are on the right side of now in the above graph. The explanation for these tenses is given below. These four sets of endings must be mastered. They are the foundation of all other verbs. Verb forms in the indicative mode. You see now, look at this chart here. These are the endings of the verbs, the four basic verb forms, present and imperfect tenses, and active, middle, passive, voice. Okay, active voice and middle passive voice. These are the four basic verb forms. Okay, so importante ito na ma-memorize nyo memorize nyo ito kasi ito ang pinaka-foundation ng New Testament verbs. Okay? Endings. Sa English, ang spelling ng verb ay hindi nagbabago. For example, sa present tense, I speak, you speak, he speaks. So ang third person lang ang medyo nadagdagan ng S, di ba? Tapos sa plural, We speak, you speak, they speak. So ganon ang spelling. Spelling walang pagkakaiba, no? Ng verb. Ang subject lang, ang pronoun lang. Ang subject na pronoun ang umiiba. I, you, they, I, you, he or she, and then we, you, and they. Yun lang. Pero sa Greek, mga kapatid, ang ending ay nagbabago. Okay? Nagbabago. Okay, for example, tingnan natin, yan ang first person, singular po, mga kapatid. The ending is omega. Omega. Okay, itong sa right, present. Present tense endings. Present tense endings, active voice. Omega. Okay, so halimbawa, ang word na, ang verb na ating gamit or gagamitin dito ay, for example, is luo. I lose. Luo. I lose. Okay, so sa first person singular, ang ending is omega. So ang stem ng verb is lu, lambda, epsilon. Okay, yan ang stem. Ang ending is omega. Now, ang translation dyan is I lose. First person singular, or I am losing. Present tense, first person singular. I lose or I am losing. Okay, yan ang ending is omega. Pag second person singular, present, is, ang ending is is. Okay, epsilon, iota, sigma, is. So, i-connect mo siya sa stem na lu. Lu. So, ang lalabas ay luace. Luace. Okay, that is second person singular, present second person singular, active voice. Luace. Okay, so tingnan, nakita nyo yung spelling? Sa English, hindi umiiba yung spelling. I lose, you lose. Ang noun, ang pronoun lang ang subject, ang umiiba, no? I lose, you lose. Pero ang verb ay hindi umiiba sa English, pero sa Greek ay iba na, nag-iiba yung yung ending. At saka yung subject ay nandoon na yon sa verb. Nandoon na siya. Luo, I lose. Sali na yung subject doon. Okay? Luace. You lose. And then third person is E, ending, E. Epsilon, iota, E. Lue. Yan ang third person. He loses or he is losing. Or she is losing. Isali natin yung she. Or it is losing. Okay, so that is third person singular, active voice. And then first person singular, first person plural or present, active, indicative, first person plural. The ending is omen. So, i-connect mo siya sa stem na lu. it becomes luomen. Okay, we are losing or we lose. Luomen. And then second person, plural, present active indicative. Second person plural, ete. The ending is ete. And then connect it with the lu stem, it becomes lo, lu ete. Lu ete. And the translation is you are losing or you lose. That is plural. Kasi may you lose din na singular eh. Okay? Yung sa baba, taas, I mean, is. Okay, the third person ending is usi or usin. Okay? So, plus stem, luusen, luusin. They are losing. Yan ay present, active, indicative, third person, plural. Okay. So, ayan. Ang active voice. Ito ang mga forms, mga kapatid. Different forms ng active voice. Single, singular, and plural. First, second, and third persons. Okay, so madali lang yan. Pag ma-memorize nyo, O is A, Omen, Ete, O, C. Ginawa namin to ng kanta, no? O is A, Omen, Ete, O, C. And then middle passive voices. O, my, E, Tai, Ometa, Este, Untay. O, S, A, Omen, Ete, O, C. O, my, E, Tai. Ometa, Este, Untay. Ometa, Este, Untay. O, S, A, Omen, Ete, O, C. O, my, E, Tai. O meta este ontay. Oh, pagkantahin mga kapatid, madali lang. Ma-memorize yung endings. Di ba? Oh, pagkantahin mo yan.
Amen.
Oh, memorize mo na endings ng present tense, active voice, and then middle passive voices. Yan mga kapatid, madali lang pag kantahin mo, ma-memorize mo, madali lang pag-memorize. O is omen ete usi, o may etay, o may tay, este untay. O is omen ete usi, o may etay. O meta este untay, o meta este untay. O is omen ete usi, o may etay. O meta este untay. Oh, rice, di ba? So, madali lang. Basta awitin. So, pag mag-exam, awit-awit kayo dyan. Para mag-parsing. Madali lang mag-parsing. Ma-memorize nyo. Magitan ng pag-awit. Okay. So, yan ang active voice. O is A, omen, ete, o si. Middle voice. Middle and passive voices. Pariha lang yung endings, no? Present. Okay. Present. Middle passive. Indicative. And then first, second, third persons. Singular or plural. Ayan. First person, singular, oh my. Oh my. So plus stem, lu oh my. And then second person, singular, lu e. Third person, lu e tai. Okay, third person. So lu e tai pwede yan middle, pwede passive. Oh my, ganun din, oh my e tai. Yan, pwede middle, pwede passive. Ano lang. The context will help you determine whether the action is middle voice or passive voice. Okay, so and then sa plural naman ay ometa, lu ometa, lu este, lu untay. Ayan. So, translation, passive voice, for example, Lu oh my, I am being loose. I am being loose. Second person, you are being loose. Third person, he is being loose or she is being loose. That is singular. Sa plural naman, Lu meta is we are being loose. And then second person, you are being loose. And then third person, they are being loose. Okay, so, and then sa middle voice, I lose for myself, singular, first person. Second person, you lose for yourself, that is middle voice. Second person, singular. Third person, he loses for himself, that is third person, middle voice. And then sa plural man, we loses for ourselves. What I mean, we lose for ourselves, that is plural. And then second person, you lose for yourselves. And then third person, they lose for themselves. That is the translation. Okay, so now punta tayo sa kaliwa, no? Ang sa kaliwa naman, ito naman ang mga endings. Active voice, middle passive voices, ito ang imperfect naman, imperfect tense. Imperfect tense, active voice. Okay. Ang ending naman ay medyo may pagkakaiba ng kunti lang. Talaga, kunti lang. Ikumpara mo sa present, kunti lang yung pagkakaiba. Ang iba talaga ay pareha lang. Pareha. Okay? Kunti lang yung pagkakaiba dito. At saka yung imperfect tense, kasi past tense ito, past progressive tense. In other words, the action is continuous in the past. Okay? So, basta past tense, mayroon siyang tinatawag na augment. Augment. So, kung sa Hebrew yon tinatawag na prefix. Prefix. So, in other words, may additional word na dinagdag sa original na present tense. Okay, for example, ang present tense is luo. Pag sa past tense na imperfect tense past, imperfect tense past progressive, tawag doon, idagdagan mo na ng letter E or epsilon. Tinatawag yun na augment. Okay? So, plus ending. So, epsilon augment plus stem na lu, and then plus what I mean, ending na on, first person, singular. First person, singular, on. Omega no. What I mean, omicron no, on. Yung first person, tingnan nyo yun sa first column, no? Active voice. So, augment, epsilon plus stem, lu, plus ending on. So, ang resulta is elo-on. Elu-on. Okay. Yan ang first person. Second person, augment, epsilon plus stem na lu, and then plus ending na s. So, ang kabuuan is elu-s. Elu-s. And then third person, epsilon, or sometimes may nu, Ilue or Lun. Third person. Singular. Okay, then first person plural, active voice. Elumen. Eluomen. Eluomen. You see, ang ending ng ang imperfect tense, plural, I mean first person, and present active voice, pareha lang ang ending nila. Ang pagkakaiba lang sa imperfect tense ay may augment siya na epsilon. May dinagdag siya na prefix. Okay, so kaya eluomen. Eluomen. And then, second person, plural, imperfect tense, active voice, iluete, iluete. Third person, iluon, iluon. Ang third person pala, mga kapatid, plural, active voice, imperfect tense, at saka first person, singular, ng imperfect tense sa active voice. Okay, pareha ang ending nila. Pareha din ang lahat. Pareha sila. Augment at saka stem pareha. No? Eloon. Pareha sila. Ang context na lang sa sa New Testament sa text ang mag-determine kung third person ba or first person. Singular or plural. Okay? So yan ang active voice sa imperfect tense, active voice first, second, third person, singular and plural. On, sa, omen, ete, on. Okay, yan ang endings. Middle passive, omen, u, etu, ometa, este, onto. Okay? So, pwede rin kantahin yon. On, sa, omen, ete, on, omen, u, etu, ometa, este, onto. On omen ete on omen u etu ometa este onto ometa este onto on omen ete on omen u etu ometa este onto. So yan mga batid, pag may memorize nyo yan, ang dalawa niyan ay malaking bagay na sa pag-study ng Greek New Testament. Okay? So pagbasa nyo ng Greek, kahit walang interlinear, alam nyo na paano ang pagbasa. What I mean, ang pag-translate. Kung mabasa nyo, malaman nyo yung mga endings, alam nyo na kung ano ang pag-translate noon. Diba? So, kung may Greek Bible kayo na walang interlinear, marunong pa rin kayo. May mga Greek Bible dyan sa Philippine Bible Society. Yan sa, anong tawag doon? United Nation Avenue ba yun? So pwede kayo makabili doon ng Greek Bible, yung 4th edition ng UBS, United Bible Societies. 4th edition. Pula ang cover noon. So pwede kayo makabasa, makabili doon at magamit nyo. At may mga textual apparatus pa yun, yung Greek Bible doon na UBS. You know, ang textual apparatus, mahalaga yun sa textual criticism. Okay? So, I don't know if we have time to study textual criticism. Okay? Pero, yan, ang Greek Bible dyan, ng United Bible Society's 4th edition, may textual apparatus yun para sa textual criticism. Mayroon ding Nestle Aland, blue ang cover, Nestle Aland 27, 28 editions. I don't know kung available yan sa Philippine Bible Societies. Okay, so yan. Tapos, meron kayo niyan, Greek Bible. Tapos, meron kayong lexicon, Greek lexicon. Meron namang Greek lexicon, medyo mura, yung first backer na lexicon, Greek lexicon, yung hard copy. Pero kasi sa internet, Pwede naman kung meron kang logos na ano, software, logos at saka accordance. Mahal lang yung logos. Ang nakabili ako ng logos, mga 27,000 baht. No? Marami ng mga libro, parang library yun eh. Oh, yung old version niya, yung Libronix. Yung logos, maraming, parang library yun, maraming mga books. Ang accordance, ganun din. Yung mga old na mga software, yung halimbawa, Bible Works. No? So, parang wala ng Bible Works ngayon. So, ang mga uso ngayon ay accordance at saka yung logos. So, yan, maraming mga lexicon doon. Like, for example, Lu and Nida lexicon, Thayer lexicon. Pero ang pinaka-comprehensive na lexicon yung ang kay Walter Bauer lexicon. Pinaka-comprehensive, kompleto. Pero mahal lang, mahal. Pero yan ang magandang lexicon. So when we say lexicon, yung tinatawag na Greek dictionary po, mga batid. So kung gusto niyo talagang ihasa sa Greek, o mag-ano kayo ng mga libro na yan. Either electronic or hard copy. Okay? Mahalaga yan sa pagsisermon. Pag alam nyo yung pag-analyze ng word, maganda ang sermon nyo. Mas malalim-lalim ba? At saka pag mga debate, magamit nyo rin. Bible study, magamit nyo rin. Okay? So, ayan mga batid, yan ang purpose natin, bakit tayo nag-aaral ng Greek, upang mas maunawaan natin yung New Testament Bible. Okay, so now, the meanings of the term primary and secondary. Ang primary means that the time element is either present or future. Yon ang ano dito, yung tao primary verbs. Okay, present and future, and then ang secondary, it means tawag dito. Sabi ang aking excuse muna, ay nawala aking okay. Share ko muli Okay. Share ko muli. Ito. So, secondary, it means that the time element is some point in the past and thus beyond any change. Because this term represents a time in the past, its verb form always includes an augment, epsilon augment. In Greek, this means at the beginning of the word. So epsilon augment. The meaning of epsilon augment. The epsilon augment is easily remembered by associating it with letter E for earlier than now. Oh, kaya medyo madali lang maintindihan, no? Ang augment E represents past tense, mga kapatid, or earlier than now. Thus, the present and future tenses are primary and do not have the augment. And all other Greek tenses in the indicative mode have an augment: imperfect tense, aorist tense, perfect tense, and pluperfect tenses. So there are augments. It means that they are past tenses. Okay. in the indicative mode. So the augment may appear as sometimes eta or sometimes diphthong a when the verb begins with a vowel. For example, the verb is kuo, begins with a vowel. When the augment is attached to this verb in a past tense, it becomes an eta. So augment epsilon plus alpha, the first letter of the verb akuo, ang resulta po is eta. These changes are not anything to worry about since such changes have already been done. So wag na tayong mag-alala doon kasi sa Greek New Testament ay nandun na yung changes. Okay, so the imperfect tense endings are also the endings for the second aorist. Take note mga kapatid, yung ending ng imperfect tense, yun din ang ending ng second aorist. Ang second aorist mga kapatid, kasi may first aorist at may second aorist. So atin lang yan mapag-aralan sa susunod, no? To the following table of the basic English translations for the verb luo is given here. Okay, so ito na yung translation na binanggit ko kanina. So paano mag-translate? Present tense, active voice, luo. First person, I lose or I am losing. Middle voice, luomai, I lose for myself. Passive voice, luomai, I am being loose. Imperfect tense, that is past progressive. Active, first person, eluon, I was losing. Middle, iluomen, I was losing for myself. And then passive, iluomen, I was being loose. That is how to translate the imperfect verbs. Ang future naman, future, active, luso, and then middle, lusomai, and then passive, lutesomai. Okay, so mga kapatid, ang future pala, anyway, we will study the future later, no? Ang future pala mga kapatid ay pareha lang sa present tense ang ending. Ang kaiba lang, ang sa future, tingnan mo diyan ang sa future, nagdagdag lang ng sigma. Ng sigma sa present. Halimbawa, ang present is luo, ang future is luso. So, nagdagdag lang ng sigma na insert mga kapatid between sa stem at sa yung omega. So, may sigma. Future na yon. Luso. Luso. Future na yon mga kapatid. Nag-insert lang ng sigma. Ang sigma dyan ay nag-indicate na yan ay future tense. Luso. Okay? Pag wala ang sigma dyan, luo, present tense yun. Okay? So, yan. Ang aorist naman, aorist tense, paano i-translate? Ilusa. Anyway, ma-studian din natin yung present, what I mean, ang aorist tense at future tense later on. At perfect tense, yan ang paano mag-translate dyan. Okay. So, the aorist tense, the term aorist tense in the indicative mode, it means simple past. So, simple past mga kapatid, ang aorist tense, simple past. Mayroong tinatawag na first aorist at may second aorist. Ang first aorist yung tinatawag na regular verb, regular past tense. Ang second aorist yung tinatawag na irregular past tense. Ang spelling lang naman yung kakaiba yan tinatawag na second aorist kasi pag sa past tense na naiiba na yung spelling. Kaya tinatawag na aorist, second aorist. Irregular siya eh. Hindi niya na-maintain yung spelling sa present tense. No? Naiba siya. So designations which applies only to the variations or irregularities in spelling, not to function. So first aorist, second aorist, ganun lang yun ang function. Simple past. Ang differential lang yung sa spelling lang, yung irregularity sa spelling. So parehas ng English ba? Go. Diba? Go. Pag past tense na went, so na-change na yung spelling. Pero yung mga ibang verb sa English, like look, look. Pag past tense, looked. May ed lang ang nadagdag. Pero yung ang original na spelling sa present tense nandun pa rin. Pero sa Greek mga kapatid, yung second aorist, ang original na spelling sa present nawala na pagdating sa past tense, kaya tinatawag na irregular, no? Kaya ang tawag doon second aorist. So the first aorist is regular in its form, the second aorist is irregular in its forms. Okay, ayan. So halimbawa, yun ang halimbawa, binanggit ko na kanina. Sabi doon, regular, look, present tense, and then past tense, looked. Pag regular, go, present, went, past. So, iba na ang spelling. Di ba? Malayo eh. Go and went. Malayo. Wala nang go. Wala na ang spelling sa present. Pero sa regular, ang present, ang sa past tense, nandun pa yung spelling na look. Nandun pa. So it is evident that in the word look, there is no change in the root word when we move from the present tense to the past tense. Whereas for the word go, it completely changes. And this is what we mean by irregular. And it is the second aorist that is irregular. Okay. So, ayan mga kapatid, no? At I think 1 hour na ako. Okay, so stop lang tayo dito mga kapatid.
Sige po, Doc.
Okay, so thank you so much, Doc Ray, and lahat
Yes.
ng mga estudyante dito. Okay.
Thank you, Doc.